He's economic advisor to the Ernst Young Item Club. I'm very pleased to say that he's joining me here to give his reaction and anticipation to the budget. Tom, very lovely to see you. Can you talk us through what you think the Chancellor could present in terms of the growth forecast for the UK? Because you use a model for forecasting that is actually the same as the Treasury.
That's right, yeah. Well, we think the Chancellor's forecast for growth this year might be revised up a little bit to 0.8%, which is pretty much in line with what we had back in November. Which doesn't sound like a great revision, doesn't sound like a massive acceleration in growth, but on the plus side, at least it's the first time in quite a while the forecast hasn't been revised downwards.
That's right, because last year, of course, it was 2.5% growth this year, and they then told us it was going to be down to 0.7%. But what are the implications for those crucial deficit and debt numbers in terms of the slight revision upwards in growth?
Well, we think that the public sector borrowing requirement for last year, first of all, 2011-12, has actually come down by about 7 billion compared to what the Chancellor's forecast for it was. That's partly because tax receipts have been a little stronger than anticipated, and because departments have been cutting their spending a little bit faster as well. So the Chancellor has a little bit more room for manoeuvre on the deficit side, and that should just give him a little bit more margin for error in terms of meeting his target of eliminating the deficit by 16-17.
Yeah, so you still think it's going to be 16-17 before he can eliminate the budget deficit then? So
that's right, yeah. I mean, there have been some slight improvements, as I say, on the tax and spending side, but actually the margin for error is still relatively limited.
Everything I hear is that this is going to be a budget about squeezing out growth measures where they can within the confines of austerity. What are you expecting or hoping he could do that would be useful to boost growth in this kind of environment?
Well, there are a range of measures that have been proposed by different parties this debate. The ones that we think are most useful are a holiday for national insurance contributions for firms who take on young workers. We think that is a really important way to get youth unemployment down. And we also think that there are a package of measures possible on the housing market, so extending the first-time buyer abolition of stamp duty to all homes, not just those under 250,000, and also some supply-side measures to get the housing market moving and the supply of housing moving.
So you're really focused on the supply side in terms of the labour market and the housing. So just very quickly, do you think that you will be disappointed by this budget if you don't see some of these proactive measures?
Well, as I say, we'd like to see some measures from the Chancellor today to try and kickstart the employment, particularly of younger workers, and also some small supply-side measures on the housing market to try and get that boost to growth. Yeah.
Thank you very much for your time. That was Tom Rogers, he's economic advisor to the Ernst Young Item Club, with me at Westminster. For now, back to you in the studio, Owen.